Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, April the 24th, National Pigs in a Blanket Day.
Oh.
I never had those until you and I met, and then you made those, and I was like, oh, these are so good.
I know. Then you wanted them for
What do you
supper
call this?
every
And you're
single
like,
night.
It's pigs in a blanket. I'm like, really? Did you make that up? She's like, yes. Yes, I invented this. Then I married her, and I found out it was all lies. National Kiss of Hope Day, National Pool Opening Day, National Rebuilding Day, and National Sense of Smell Day. Sunday, the 25th, National DNA Day, National East Meets West Day, National Hug a Plumber Day. You should do that. That'd be fun. National Telephone Day, National Zucchini Bread Day, and National Pet Parent Day. So if you've got a pet, that is your day. Also, I've got a guest joining us this weekend. I'm excited to visit with him. Mike Hayes. He was one of the commanders of SEAL Team 2. He's got a new book out. It's called Never Enough. That's on the way on the John and Heidi Show Weekend Edition.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study shows magic mushrooms could treat depression. So, not exactly sure why we were doing that study, but they did that. According to a different survey conducted by one poll, most women wish their hygiene products were better for the environment. Poll shows 32% of women have increased their use of eco-friendly menstrual care products. I don't even know where to go with that, so we're going to just move on to a third study. It says a new survey found 1/3 of remote workers would rather quit their job than go back to working in an office. 1/3. So folks are really liking the whole work from home thing. Now, one of the things that I think is funny, I talked to a person who's been working from home, and then they had to go to a meeting in an office, and he said, I didn't have a single pair of pants that fit me. He's like, I
can totally relate to
that. I haven't left all of my pants I've been wearing for like the last year.
Were stretchy pants.
Yeah. And he said, I went to put on jeans. He's like, oh, apparently I shrunk these jeans. Yeah, that's what
that happens.
Surveys and studies and such. Brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Police say a man tried to settle an ongoing dispute by driving to his adversary's house while he was drunk, and then he assaulted the man. Bad idea in every single sense of the word. Police arrested 62-year-old David Rose after the incident on Saturday. They went to the home. Upon arrival, found a man that was assaulting another man that was still in progress when they got there. They pulled him away from the other man who had injuries to his face. In the midst of the dispute, for some reason, police said he decided to leave his home, drive 1.5 miles to the other man's house and attack him. So they had been disputing on the phone or online or something. And he was drunk at the time. And
Probably
he's like,
online. People get lippy online.
I'm going over there. So it was a bad idea. He got assault and battery, driving under the influence of liquor, and maybe other stuff too. Either way, it's a bad idea. Don't do that ever. It's just a bad. Don't drink and drive ever. It's a bad idea. It's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Demi Lovato is in the news. She is set to star in a comedy TV show about having an eating disorder. So I don't know what that is exactly.
They're going to make a TV show about an
Apparently,
eating disorder?
I don't know. I don't know. I've got a link to it. I just haven't. I don't. Honestly, doesn't sound like my
Don't care
kind of
enough
thing.
to
Nah,
look
I really
into
don't.
it? No, me
I shouldn't have
either.
admitted that, but it just seems like probably not my thing. Reality TV personality and friend to Kim Kardashian, Jonathan Fugad Shaban, has listed his fully furnished New York City home for $2.6 million. The guy appeared on a program called Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and then several of the spin-offs of that show as well. So if you saw that and said, "Oh wow, hey, I want that. I want that
want his
guy's house," $2.6 million.
Now you can get it.
Steve Urkel, that's really Jaleel White, is launching his own line of marijuana. He's calling it Purple Urkel. So,
Oh, wow.
there you go. No,
Wow.
big screen, little screen. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. Hester Ford passed away. For those of you who are wondering who that is, Hester Ford was the oldest living American. Hester died at the age of 116 in Charlotte, North Carolina, Saturday. In Tokyo, a police officer was arrested because he got drunk and wandered into the wrong house to take a bath. So, not exactly sure what that was all about.
What?
Yeah. In Tokyo, a police officer was arrested after getting drunk and wandering into the wrong home to take a bath.
Yikes.
In California, a whale watching group was surprised with a stampede of 2,000 dolphins. That would be awesome. Can you imagine?
That would be beautiful.
You're out there looking for whales, and you're like, hey, there's a dolphin. There's
Yeah,
another.
that
There's
would
another.
be
Holy cow,
beautiful.
there's 2,000 dolphins. That would be amazing. A new viral video shows an angry animal headbutting a sheep herding drone. So they had a drone that was herding sheep, and the angry animal, I'm assuming it was a sheep, started headbutting the drone. Like, get out of here, drone. Not into you. And Broadway producer Scott Rudin is stepping back from his ventures after reporting surfaced of his abusive behavior towards employees. It says he's accused of throwing a baked potato at one employee during one of his tirades. So apparently Broadway is a little bit stressful, apparently.
You think there might be a little drama going on?
Little drama on Broadway. I see what you did there, Heidi. And I'm really sad to hear this. Dave Ramsey, who I've always thought was a neat dude, is being sued. His company's being sued by some former employees for what they're calling creating a cult-like atmosphere. So I don't exactly know what that means, but we did the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace program a long, long time ago, and I wouldn't say that it was a cult-like thing, but I guess I didn't work there, so I don't know. Money manager Ron Barron says Elon Musk may soon become a trillionaire. So he's already been a millionaire. He's already been a billionaire.
Wow.
But he's saying soon could be a trillionaire because SpaceX is poised to be even bigger than Tesla. So interesting stuff. Thanks for listening to your Scoop of the Day on the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with an author today, Mike Hayes. He's also a former commanding officer of SEAL Team 2, and he's got a new book out. It's called Never Enough, Navy SEAL Commander on Living a Life of Excellence, Agility, and Meaning. And Mr. Hayes, first of all, thank you for your service.
John, thank you, sir. Appreciate your time today.
And we've got this new book that just came out. Let's talk a little bit about the book and what we're going to learn inside of this thing.
Absolutely. You know, John, I've lived a lifetime of once-in-a-lifetime experiences between 20 years in the SEALs and 10 years in the private sector. You know, in the SEALs, I've done things that almost every SEAL of my era has. I've been shot at and rocketed and jumped out of a building rig to explode and helped run complicated organizations in both Iraq and Afghanistan. And in the White House, I ran defense policy and strategy at the National Security Council for Presidents Bush and Obama. And And now I'm part of the C-suite of a large organization called VMware that has $11 billion in top-line revenue, and is just, really, have had the opportunity to learn a lot. What I'm passionate about now is sharing and giving back. Through life we end up making, we learn and we get wisdom from things that we do wrong just as much, if not more, than what we do right. And so that's really my passion. I would also just emphasize I'm donating all my profits from Never Enough to a charity I started that pays off mortgages for Gold Star families. So for me, ultimately, this book is about inspiring, teaching, and sharing.
That is fantastic. And thank you for doing that as well. How long did you serve?
I did 20 years, John. I came in 1993 from ROTC at Holy Cross, went straight to SEAL training. My class was 120 guys at the beginning, and 19 made it through. And then, some quiet years for a while, but post 9/11, like every SEAL in my era, life got pretty complicated pretty fast, and so ultimately retired from the SEALs in 2013 and have been in the private sector for almost 10 years.
What was it like being a commanding officer of SEAL Team 2? That's got to be pretty stressful.
I wouldn't describe it as stressful. I think some people might. I think I would describe it as just humbling to be around the most incredible people on the planet who, when you say, hey, I think we need to do X, Y, or Z, they tell you, hey, sir, we've already got that done. We've already thought of it, and we're 10 steps ahead of you. So it's really a really incredible organization. That said, it is a very humbling role. I ran all special operations in southeastern Afghanistan during a very complicated time in Afghanistan, and ultimately out of 10 months overseas, we had elements in a gunfight for something like 6 or 7 of the 10 months in Afghanistan. And so, yes, I've been woken up with a little red light over my bed and needed to make life-ending decisions in sometimes less than 30 seconds. And whether we drop bombs in different places, and I've just lived the most complicated 3 a.m. calls that over and over and over. So with that, it just serves to give me the fuel that drives the passion to give back and share some of those experiences that I've had.
I think that's fantastic. Now, who would you say is the desired audience? Like, who do you think that the book Never Enough would maybe mean the most to? Would it be like younger people, business owners? Who would you say is going to get the most out of this?
It's a great question. So, first of all, the title is intentionally provocative. It sounds like fame and fortune. It's Never Enough is really about meaning and impact. And so I think anybody who's fresh out of college all the way up to the CEO will get something out of Never Enough. And you don't even need to be in that corporate hierarchy, that structure, to get something out of it. I think that the person who enjoys either memoirs, leadership books, business books, or inspirational type of books will get something from this. Do
you have plans for another book after this, or is this kind of everything you needed to say?
Never say never, right? It's almost part of the title. This is what I know. I'm really passionate, John, about giving back. I've got some things that I left on the cutting room floor and didn't make it into the book, but I don't really have a firm answer right now. My real focus is this is much more than a book for me. It's a mission. Like I said, I've buried far too many teammates, and I've paid today. Literally today, I'm wiring money to pay off a 5th home from the foundation for a woman who lost her husband in Afghanistan, and then she lost her business during the beginning of the pandemic. She and her 4 kids didn't own a home, and as of this afternoon, they're going to own their first home. And it's really, to me, it's so much more than a book. It is about a mission.
Mike, thank you for your time today. Thank you for what you're doing for the Gold Star families. That's amazing.
Well, thank you, John. I just really appreciate the ability, John, to come on and share part of the day with you.
Absolutely. Again, the book, Never Enough, it's available now. I'm going to throw a link to it to make it easy to find. That's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The brain chemicals that create romantic bliss fade in about 18 months. So they're saying if you fall in love with somebody, that 18 months later, you're like, why do I like this person again?
Right.
So that's why I have to make Heidi fall in love with me every single day. Why is that making you laugh? Does that not seem to be working?
Oh, gosh.
20, almost 22 years now.
22 years.
So if you were out of love with me in 18 months, I'm in trouble. That's your fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline China. China has launched a hotline for citizens to report other citizens and their anti-communist comments so that the citizens who made the anti-communist comments can be punished. So they're saying, hey, tattle on your neighbor. Tattle on your neighbor. Call this hotline. Tattle on your neighbor. So I think this whole thing just seems a little bit odd, but I've got a link to the story if you want. I see we've tried to steer clear of political and anything that's going to be controversial, but I think I think we can all agree this is kind of scary. Yeah. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Is there a raptor on the loose on the Palm Coast? One homeowner is questioning whether the prehistoric creatures are back after seeing a dinosaur-like animal running across her yard. Christina Ryan says her security cameras captured footage. Any animal we can come up with would be walking around at 3:40 in the morning, wouldn't walk like this. She says, maybe I've just watched Jurassic Park too many times, but I see a raptor or another small dinosaur. She said everybody she's shown the video to comes up with the same conclusion. It looks like a baby dino. Some say maybe it's a large bird, but that doesn't make sense. Whatever it is, appears to have front legs, not really sure, sticking out. But she says, I'm sticking with raptor myself. Viewers debated whether or not this could be. Some think it's maybe a Komodo dragon or some other kind of lizard. And another commenter said, maybe with the UFO sightings recently, it could be something to do with that.
Weird.
So, very bizarre. That is why it is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. Moments after being released from custody, an Arkansas man stole a police car that was parked in front of the jail. That earned him another trip behind bars. That's never a good idea.
You know, these people.
Yeah, I don't know why you do this. 33-year-old Cordell Coleman drove away from the jail at about 2:40 in the morning in a marked police car. Police noted that the surveillance camera caught him doing this. He unlocked a 2018 Ford Explorer, which was parked near the jail. Then, for whatever reason, he was there for public intoxication. He was arrested the day before. Went through the whole process. Turns out now he's rearrested. Guess what for? Stealing a vehicle. Yeah.
He must have really liked it in there.
Apparently.
You know, that's the first thing that I think when I hear that people immediately reoffend. Yeah. They loved it so much.
You know what? I know a guy. When I was growing up, I know a guy that would do that. But he was homeless, and when it would get cold in our neck of the woods, he would come up with
a place to stay.
Yeah. So I could absolutely see that. But I don't know what this guy was up to.
Yeah.
Bad idea. It's today's Moment of Duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's insurancechicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by timeforrehab.com. Heidi, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
The Highlands in Post Falls, Ohio. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
Oh my
the
gosh.
Highlands. Ooh, that could be either, couldn't it?
These are so tough.
It
I'm
is.
going to say that is a rehab center.
Oh, wah, wah.
Goodness gracious.
Your winning streak is done.
I know.
When I say winning streak, she had 2 in a row that were right. Her winning streaks are
These
quite
are
short.
tough.
It is tough, but if you guessed it right at home, this is for you. Yeah, the Highlands is a golf course. That's how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by timeforrehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. I think this is just a really cool story. LSU fraternity brothers pay off the mortgage of a house cook 30 years later. So a group of LSU, Louisiana State University frat brothers, paid off the mortgage of their former house cook, Jesse Hamilton. The brothers called it Jesse Hamilton Day. About a dozen members of the Phi Gamma Delta and their families surprised Hamilton on her 74th birthday with money to pay off her mortgage. She said, "They were my kids, and they still are. They used to tell me they loved me, and now they proved it." Hamilton worked there from 1982 to 1996. She would start her day at 4 a.m. to get to campus in time to serve these boys breakfast and lunch and dinner. All of these guys would depend on Hamilton for rides to the grocery store, to the doctor. Anyway, Andy Fusolati, a brother who attended LSU in 87 to 89, called Hamilton at the start of the pandemic to check on her. And then he stayed in touch with her. I guess over the last 30 years, He stayed in touch. And he said, that's when she told me she was still working 2 jobs. She's 74. And he's like, why in the world are you doing that? She said, I just can't afford to retire. So determined to give her a peaceful
That is amazing.
time
I
and let her
absolutely
be able to
love
retire.
this story.
They discovered they needed $45,000 to pay off this mortgage. There was 16 years left on the mortgage. So about 100 brothers in this organization pitched in and raised $51,000. She was able to pay off her mortgage and have a little money left over as well. So
That's so great.
I love that. I
That
think
is
it's
so
really,
great.
really cool. I've got a link to that story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.